guys, welcome back to the channel Inner Cosmetics. I am El Benet, and today I have Mike Money Muscle with me on.
What's up, everybody? We're back, and when we say better than ever, do we mean better than ever?
It really is. If you look through our files, you'll see that we had taken a pause, I guess, for a couple years now, right? 2019.
Was it that long?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Wow.
Regardless, it's pretty cool to reflect back where your level of consciousness was at that time,
Yes.
and you understand why the break was needed.
Yes, we knew that intuitively, instinctively inside that there was more. We couldn't explain it at the moment, but now, obviously reflecting, we can say, "Oh, that's why we had to pause." And then we knew we'd come back. But when we did, it was something, guys. I mean, literally, if you have some kind of way to chain yourself to the chair or just tie yourself down,
We suggest that you do it.
Yeah,
right. Because how we, for those that are here, or since we're, back again, how we normally do it is, get comfortable, grab some coffee, some tea, because we have 20-minute spiritual conversations. And this is just really a community, just us coming together.
Yes.
Because I feel we're all on the same journey.
We are. And Elle just said something really big right there. We're literally all on the same journey right now. This is not going to be something where it's hold on, I have a bee around me, so I'm kind of nervous right now, but it's all right. Work out. But it's so funny because
the same journey meaning, regardless of what your background is. Sometimes people might get turned off assuming that it might be a religious conversation, or to that effect. And
yes.
I love how Mike said this is truly for everyone.
Yes, it is. And if we didn't already, we said beyond law of attraction. And let's jump right into what we have. So for me, what was cool was Elle knows that I love Neville Goddard. And anyone who's known about us knows we love Neville Goddard a lot, and we still do. So when she hit me up and said, "Mike, I have something that's really going to blow you away." And she said, not putting any teacher down because everyone has his purpose. But this Neville Goddard's is kind of like child's play to what I've just learned. And I said, if anyone else would have said it, I'd be like, okay, yeah, whatever. But for her to know how much Neville Goddard meant to me, to say that, I knew she had something special. I knew she did. And so here we are with this. And it's actually something that's so simple. We're not hyping this up to like on purpose, but what we want you guys to know that this is going to simplify everything, but initially it seems complicated. Does that make sense, Al? Or you know what I'm saying? Like the answer is just one answer. There's one answer. That's it.
It is one answer. And the reason we're going slow is to be conscious that we don't run full steam ahead, because there's a foundation that needs to be set. And the foundation is understanding that this is for everyone. This isn't of religion. And how is it for everyone? How can it be for everyone? Because regardless of how we identify our avatar, as I call in place of our human, our avatar, regardless of how we identify our avatar, we are all spirits. And if we can all come to that realization that you're a spirit, well, then that spirit is all one and it's all on the same journey. And we're only coming forward as spirits. We're not coming cloaked with anything else.
It doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter what you believe in, because we're not going to be talking religion. And here's something Elle and I alluded to earlier we want to talk about is religion and what we're talking about are two separate things. Elle, explain how you said what religion is from what we learned from our spiritual guides at this moment, which are Herb Fitch and Joel Goldsmith. Please look them up. But what's one of the things you said about what religion is to you now?
Well, for me, and a lot of you guys know my background, religion is more, it's just a path, a beautiful path, but it's still a path along the way to the soul's journey. And a lot of times, you as a spirit are always ascending, you're always growing, but we don't allow truths to ascend along with us sometimes, because we're trying to hold on to something that's finite. And religion sometimes has that hold on us, and we want to hold on to comfort. It might have been passed down to our family, and we just want to keep because it's comfortable. But I'm telling you, when we get used to letting go and allow truth to absorb and grow with us, it's going to get easier and easier. And why beyond the law of attraction? Where we stopped was about visualizing, manifesting, feeling it.
Yes.
And then, you know, and there was a certain point that it said, okay, this isn't going to end. And I said, it's not going to end.
It was always something. Right now,
it was always something.
It was like, oh, I don't feel good. Let me imagine myself feeling better. Let me stay positive no matter what I do. And you would try to the best of your human mind. We don't say human, your avatar's ability. You would do the best you could to stay positive, the absolute best you could. But life out in this avatar world, which is the see, feel, touch, hear, smell world, is constantly going to change. How can you rise above all this to stay consistently peaceful? That's the word we love now, right, El? Peaceful. And when we use this, and we are now going to be able to look at anything with our senses and not let that bring us down, because we're going to understand more what's really going on beyond staying positive, beyond being happy and fake it till you make it, and all those things.
It's really good, because beyond the law of attraction means going beyond your avatar. If you're still visualizing, if you're still desiring, if you're still wanting, if you're still being happy or sad, those are all experiences from your avatar.
Woo! Let me sit down. Oh, I already am, but let me sit down again.
but they are. And this initial conversation is to allow you to identify who you are, and so you could shed what you're not. And the avatar is not you. I know you can touch this right here, and you can tap on this, and it feels so real. But the real you is how Mike and I explained. If you have a body, your avatar lying down, what's the only thing that's going to allow that body to raise up? Your spirit.
Your spirit.
And that's you.
That's you. Your spirit is something that is beyond your five senses.
It's beyond your five senses.
You can't touch that.
No. And like even your avatar has a brain, but that brain can be programmed. That's not you.
Not you.
It's not you.
If this sounds foreign to you right now, we're taking it slow. Believe me, doing that, and you're doing this transition. It's, for me, I'll speak for what I experienced. A little bit of frustration, but because I want it all right now, then I had to let that go. And then it's like, you know what? And as you learning and digesting the truth, the real truth, it turned into a fun thing, because you're like, every day I wake up saying, I'm going to get even better at being the real me, which is spirit.
The real me.
I'm going to get better at being me. And I'm going to learn, if there's ever any effort involved, then it's not me, it's of the world mind. Guys, what are we talking about? We're talking about life showing you so much abundance in every aspect of health, happiness, love. If you were to describe God, that's what you would describe God as, right?
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah.
So your life on this avatar earth will be a byproduct of everything I just mentioned. You won't have to try for it.
Because think about it too, and everyone listening, what are you desiring when you are visualizing and manifesting? Isn't it something that you believe your mind has trained you to believe that you don't have?
Yes.
We're going beyond that to help you realize that you do have it.
Right. Without thinking about that specific thing. Reminding yourself who you are. And we're going to say this now. It's like, who we are is Christ. We are Christ. Now, some people, that's okay. We're going to just lay it out the way it is. We're not here to apologize for your amazingness, your awesomeness. We'll steal something from Kanye West. If you're a fan of us, you're a fan of yourself.
Yeah, I really like that he said that. And for those who might not identify with the word Christ, spirit, whatever, Christ consciousness.
Fourth dimension. You can say fourth dimensional you.
Fourth dimension.
Omnipotent power. That's another one.
Yes.
When you start seeing things that you don't like on this avatar world, it's a reflection of your lack of belief that everything is always working out for you. Everything's done. Not only working out for you, that's even saying it wrong. Everything's You are spirit first. Remember, you're spirit. That's the only thing we're going to remember. One of the things we do is our affirmations or things we say to ourselves is learning from Herb Fitch and stuff. And only God is here. That's what we'll say a lot all day. Only spirit is here. What does that mean? That means if you see somebody, yourself or someone that doesn't feel well, God couldn't get sick. Fourth dimension does never get sick with you. You're in this avatarial world experiencing something that didn't even really happen, but because you believe it's true based off your world mind before you reach this place with us, you're like, wow, as real as this feels, I can now rest assured I don't even have to think about my ailment, think about my next bill that I don't have the money for. Those are things I've tricked myself into. I wrote a script that I'm poor. I wrote a script.
And Mike, sick. Because this is the foundation of laying out the separation, we're going to keep saying your avatar mind.
Yes.
Because you as a spirit can't get tricked. You know what it really is, but your avatar has been running the show. It's so tricky because you want to know what the Antichrist is. Well, it's the avatar, and it's not a bad thing. Anti means not. The brain is not the Christ. The consciousness, the spirit is. So anything that isn't Christ, well, anti, it's not. So the brain of your avatar has been running the show, and it's okay. It's not a bashing. It's all right.
Elle and I were talking before this, and I'm so excited, Elle, because we're talking about something that you had mentioned. I want to bring it up. Elle said to me, Mike, when I say anything, I'm talking about affirmations about I am rich. I feel better, as in trying to convince yourself, despite what you see, that you're better. You can never get sick in the spirit world. Only your avatar can experience sickness. And the only way it can experience sickness is it's been tricked into thinking or observing what it's heard or seen in this avatar world. You're going to go beyond everything, and you're going to connect with who you are. Now, when we say connect with who you are, it's already part of you. It's just that you've never accessed it before.
Right. Exactly.
You can't get rid of it. You just have to allow it. But it is always here. You may go lifetimes before you even actually get in touch where you are right now at this point. And this is exciting.
It really is. And if you're sitting there feeling like, well, how come I can't see it? If you're just being introduced to the real you.
Yes.
And so it takes time for discernment for you to practice.
Yes.
Take a few weeks. Time is irrelevant. So it's just getting to a habit. Awareness is always first, and you can make moves from there.
Yes, 1000%. Oh my God, this is so exciting. And the thing about it is not that we need proof from anyone else. Where are these movies coming from? Matrix. These movies, Avatar. These are what they're saying. Those avatars were lifeless until their spirit got into that avatar. And otherwise, it just lay there just like at a funeral. Let the dead bury the dead. And that's what Jesus meant too when he said, let the dead bury the dead, because while people are looking at a body, and maybe this can give peace to someone else that's lost someone. That's another thing. How beautiful is it now knowing that that person that you thought died terribly or too soon, they never died. Their spirit left the avatar for whatever reason. It's not our business to know their spiritual journey. But can you be happier now knowing they're okay? They're okay. And they're still connected to you.
Correct.
So that means that everyone's okay. You don't have to worry about somebody, or maybe in the past, someone's been holding you locked down, thinking about a situation that just won't let you escape. Now we can rise above, because before we were anything you can see in this world, we will always be spiritual light.
Yes. That's comforting.
It's very comforting. Now, when you don't feel well, you can go, I don't care how crazy someone thinks I am. It doesn't cost anything. Try it. Be like, only God's here. Only Spirit's here. Only fourth dimension. And that fourth dimension, the only way I know I can get better is because it can't get sick with me, which means when I'm feeling better, I'm becoming more what that is rather than observing what I was. You'll run into what we call contrast in life, as we say, and you'll get excited because it's exposing a false belief that you have about your life. I'm poor. No, you're not. If you were to describe God, would the first word come to you poor? Would the first word come to you being that he's sick, that God's not happy. If you were to write down, even from an earthly form, what you think God is, it would be nothing but pure abundance. And guess what? That's who you really, really are. Isn't
He
that
truly
exciting?
gave you the kingdom. He truly gave you the kingdom. And I love
Yes.
that the genuineness of when I had a conversation with you and I said, oh, Mike, I don't want anything anymore. I just don't desire anything anymore. And you're like,
Y'all,
what?
y'all,
And you
he
were
told
really
me that.
apprehensive. You were really
I wasn't
apprehensive
ready.
because, right. And I think I love that response because we feel when we say I give up, you don't want anything of this world. You think that we're so attached to it. Our avatar's brain can only register what's beyond this. If I give this up, but on the
Hypnotized.
conscious,
Remember, El, you said hypnotized? That was the word you used?
hypnotized is a really good word, a really good word. But there's something beyond. And if you're willing to give up the material world, that's when you
Yes.
experience the kingdom. But you have to do it from a pure heart to really
And a
be ready
pure,
to do that.
One of the things, with your children, you realize too is when you have children, you ever think about a problem to them is not a problem to you because you already understand there's an answer. But from
Mm-hmm.
their limited world at the moment, let's talk just math. It's not a really problem, but just for getting an idea of it, you go, what's 5 + 5? And they're like, how am I going to get there? And it's so simple to you. Why? You've done it. You're past there. It's simple. You add it up.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a simple example of acceleration through spiritual life. So when you see someone that is just flying, how do they do it? What are they doing? They can look at a situation you have and not see a problem where it's going to scare you to death. And
Mm-hmm.
this is what we're talking about. You don't need to get it all right now. You just need to know there's more. That natural
Yes.
momentum is just going to carry you through anyway. You didn't end up hearing this video or watching it for nothing. This showed up because your spirit is calling you, because it wants to show you there is more beyond the law of attraction, y'all. So much more. And it's
It
simpler
is.
to get it than you ever thought it was.
And be mindful. Now it's kind of like when you learn something, you can't unlearn it. And also
Yes.
practice it as well, which brings it closer. So be mindful that when you're saying I am happy or I want this new house, you're actually still stating that you don't have it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's something to
Yes.
be aware of.
Woo!
And
Oh my
we
God.
have to, and that's the importance of going beyond because you're actually stating that you don't have it. You're actually
Yes.
stating to desire to be happy means that you spend more time in the sad place.
Yes.
And all we're doing is bringing you to the awareness of that was a step in the ladder and there's
A
nothing wrong
necessary
with it.
step, right, El?
A
Very
necessary
necessary.
step, but it's
Yes.
not the end. It's the end of, if you want to say, of the beginning. Don't stop there.
Right.
But this
Right.
is about lay your avatar down, even rewiring your mind with music. Oh, Mike, what did we say earlier? If you can manipulate your mind,
Yes.
it's not God. You haven't reached that
Woo!
conscious level
Oh my
because
goodness, y'all. That
God
was
can't be
something else I learned.
manipulated.
He cannot be manipulated.
You can't
You
sit there.
sitting there going, I have $1 million. I have $1 million. Try to manipulate your mind into believing something like that. That is mental manipulation of the mind. That is trying to say, I know I don't, but if I keep saying enough, I'll believe it.
Mm-hmm.
That
And we're saying,
oh my
don't
God.
worry about trying to rewire your mind. We're saying, don't use it.
Don't. Yes, out of your mind. That was another title. Out of literally, you're going to be
Out
out of
of
your
your
mind.
mind.
You're
Yes.
literally
Do
going to be out
not
of your mind.
use your mind. And so, well,
Yes.
how do I not use my mind? Well, you were trained to do it anyway, so it's very easy not to use your mind. All it takes is the awareness of who you are and
Yes.
focusing on who you are, and the rest takes care of itself.
Absolutely. And y'all, there's another thing. It may not make sense to you at the time. Get used to that. You may have an instinct to say, I'm just going down the street, or I just feel like going to this store instead of this one. But it just feels good. But what do? We shut it down. Well,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I want to go there. 5 minutes out of the way. I really want to get back to watch this TV show. Blah blah. But it would be so nice. But it should be so flowing. You should never feel like you're missing out on anything. You're just so happy about learning that you are Christ. You are a fourth dimension. You're Christ. You're the omnipotent one. You have never made a mistake. And I didn't make a mistake saying that. You have never made a mistake in your life. But isn't it funny when you shove greatness down people's throats, they're not ready for it, and you go, how do you say that? Do you know what my uncle did? Do you know what my dad, my mother, my brother did to me? We just say the road was easy. It's simple. What I say, it's simple, but it's not easy. The answer is simple, but it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to forgive everything that you experience in your avatar world. And when you do, you think abundant. Don't do it to get the abundance, because that means you still believe you don't have it.
Correct.
You have to just relax and say, Christ, I am Christ. I'm here. I already have everything. How does that feel? Oh, shoot. Look what just happened. Damn, that was cool. Oh, this is smooth. We're not doing it for that. You're just being who you are now. And then everything opens up the way it's supposed to be, instead of cutting yourself off by holding grudges, judging someone else, making fun of somebody else. Just have fun. Judgment-free zone.
Judgment-free zone. Because all you're doing is getting distracted by what another spirit chose, the avatar that they chose to, be inside. You're just so distracted with your avatar eyes looking at another avatar. You're not even looking at each other. You are invisible. It's like, remember, you're invisible. You're spirit. You only came into this suit to feel the 5 senses. You only came here to witness your creation.
Yes.
That's all you came here for. You slipped into a suit.
Yes. And in the Bible, something else for people who still want their things, which got me at one time, but now I'm so blessed to say that as I'm practicing every day with the simple affirmation, if there's ever one, it is only God is here, only Spirit is here. Those simple things, that's the only thing you say. You aren't giving up everything you desire. In fact, a desire is just a download from who you are, which is Christ, that God said, all that you see, all is mine, he has for you. So it's already yours. In this world of flesh, that's going to be the byproduct of you just finding him inside of who you are. You won't even care. You'll be like, I can give that Lamborghini away. I can give that money away because I have an endless supply. That's not even where my supply comes from anymore. My job isn't to supply. Guys, there's some things you're hearing, and you might have to listen to this again and again. But this is the stuff that's going to open up so much ease into your life as you do it.
It does, and I've already experienced from the beginning the difference in choosing to be the being. And I wanted to say before we wrap up today is to encourage you to take this to meditation, because in meditation, what I remind of today, it's not about closing out this world. It's about opening the door to you, opening that doorway for your communion with God. And so everything that, your conscious level has taken this information in on a level that your avatar is unable. So you can just take this into meditation.
We are going to have so much fun stuff to discuss. We have so many things we want to do. This is what we always wanted to do, Elle and I. We knew there was a reason, recapping what we've gone through so far. We just knew there was more. And now when we learn this, we're like, this is what it really is. Beyond the law of attraction, not being scared to tell the real truth. Getting out of the human matrix and escaping that human world and step into the world of who you really are. Your spirit, your spirit, your spirit. So get ready. I'm serious, guys. It's going to be so fun.
It's always helpful, I know for myself, to practice things going into the week, and it's a Sunday and we have time to just relax and do that, is to remind yourself. And what were some of the things that you had said, like for the reminder? Like,
so twice what I learned, and really, and it could get longer than this, but just now, this can even be a long time. 15 minutes twice a day. You pick the time that's best for you. You pick the time. Be free about it. But challenge yourself to say, only God is here. Then Maybe Tuesday you say only Spirit is here. Interchange those two things back and forth for 15 minutes a day. Maybe one time you're going to say that only God is here, it's only Spirit. But what you're doing is you're just letting yourself know you are Christ. Christ is within you. It says it in the Bible too, that my Father and I are one. It's right there. It's not like when we pray, we say our Father. We don't say Jesus' Father where we're separate or something like that. We say our Father. He's everybody's Father, yours included. So you're just claiming your birthright. So only God is here. Only Spirit is here. Twice. Just do it twice a day for this week, and then we can catch up next week.